Hello there. Are you sitting comfortably? Are you just had sex with your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your, let's just say, dog? And you're sitting up now having a fag or doing a joint or injecting something evil into your arm to give you a high. Whatever you're doing, if you like listening to an old fart like me ramble on certain subjects, well, take a breather, man or babe or old age pensioner or corpse in the corner. Because I like rambling about stuff. And tonight's ramble is about George Clooney. I understand he's making a new film. I rephrase that. I understand a film's going to come out with him in it. And also, Matt Damon, he's in it as well. The only film I've seen with him in is the one with Quentin Tarantino, who plays a psychopathic, warped, low-grade individual moron with the kind of intelligence that you'd find in shit. Because isn't it true that he raped some woman and carved her up? I always wondered why sickos want to play the other part of sickos. Because to play the part of a serial killer who likes slicing out women, you can't be normal, can you? You've got to be a bit deranged, a bit warped. You must have your brain on another planet. Dusk Dawn, I think it was, or Sunder Dusk, I can't figure out, I can't remember actually. That's the only film I saw George Clooney in. I saw an excerpt of him a while ago where he's a hitman. That's another sad film. I find George Clooney makes a lot of sad films. Is it because he's sad himself? I have no idea. Maybe he likes uninventive or uncreative storylines, because that's how he comes across. So this is George Clooney Part 2. So, although I haven't seen the films or the series, I think there was a sequel to, is it Ocean's 11 or is it 17? Or Ocean's 9? I'm not quite sure, I can't remember that far. I didn't watch it, whatever it is. So this new film, I think it's called Monuments Day, or is it Monuments Men? I didn't look closely enough, because I have been paradise, I didn't read clearly the caption of the trailer on my TV that appeared from nowhere. Just like female logic. I had to be careful of that because my proofreader's a female. He's very beautiful and extremely intelligent. But she likes Russell Brand. We won't talk any more about Russell Brand. So back to the film, George Clooney. Is it the same as Ocean's 11? Because in Ocean's 11, I'm assuming a bunch of crooks, gangsters, rip off more gangsters in the mafia. Isn't it where they rip off a casino? So if this Monuments Day is where they steal items already been stolen by a bunch of gangsters in the Second World War, could you class as a comparison? Or is it like Kelly Zero's with Clint Eastwood and Telly Savalas, which is a fantastic film. Crap game, interesting, who gets blown up in a toilet and he's covered in shit. That's a great film. So this film you're starring in, or you've made, Mr. George Clooney, would it be interesting for people, or would it be boring? Or would it be like the film you starred in called, is it called Men Watching Goats? Now, I haven't seen that film either, but then again, I'm not into watching paint dry. You may say I'm harsh concerning George Clooney, but he was great in the series ER. But I think he's wavered a bit now. It's like, when I say wavered, it's like being in a lift and someone's eaten a number of onion bhajis and have farted in the lift, and because the smell is slowly evaporating from the lift because of the heating's been turned on, or the air conditioning is now working, which it didn't do before, and the smell is not as potent. Is that what's happened to George Clooney? Is he no longer as potent as he was before? Because look at the films he starred in. Hitman. Wow. Can you imagine Hitman? Do you really need much intelligence to play that role? I don't think so. Doesn't even a monkey can pull a trigger on a gun. So obviously George Clooney has maybe low intelligence. Who knows? He may listen to this audio and might find it infuriating and would like to meet me, but I doubt if he will listen to this audio. I can't imagine him downloading this audio about George Clooney Part 2. Because if he wants to meet me, I'm going to use something very devious and very crafty. He'll have to pay me to meet me. And he won't. Because George Clooney, in many ways, is insecure. He will not meet me because why? Because he's insecure. He may send someone else, or someone else on his behalf, or someone else listening to this recording who likes him, who's a fan of his, would like to track me down. Maybe a troll. Who knows? I might be hunted by a troll. Another sado. I'm not saying George Clooney is a sado. I just think he's a bit insecure. Well, let's look at the parts he plays. Well, that's just my opinion. I mean, you may ask yourself, who am I to express my opinion? But at the end of the day, people like me put their asses on seats in cinemas. We pay the money. If none of us enjoyed the movies, these actors would have to sign on the dole. Can you imagine it? George Clooney, 10 o'clock, sign on. Can you imagine turning up in a plastic bag and you're so embarrassed and ashamed you got to sign on? George Clooney, can you imagine it? CIN or CAN. News report, George Clooney signs on for welfare. Wow, can you imagine it? No, I can't actually, but it's a possibility, isn't it? He may have a serious car accident and get scarred for life, like Montgomery Clift, who couldn't work anymore. Or he may date another person apart from the wrestler. Maybe he's into sumo wrestling and he starts dating a fat female sumo wrestler who has a bigger anal cavity than Russia and Canada combined, and he starts putting all this weight on, and he becomes so obese and so fat that he becomes a fatty, and because of all this fattiness, he can't get work, so he signs on welfare. Hi George, what did you do today? Hi man, I signed on welfare, get my check man. Wow, George Clooney in the welfare queue. Possibly. I mean, I dare George Clooney to play a part of a welfare signee on guy where his name's not mentioned in the credits of the film. He's always in disguise. Let's look upon that as illustrating and emphasising the true skills of George Clooney, where he takes a non-credit status role in a film. No one knows who he is because he's always in, I could say drag, but I don't think he's into that sort of thing, where he's in makeup all the time, so no one knows who it is that plays this guy who's got to sign on to welfare. But can you imagine it? Can you really perceive that George Clooney or Brad Pitt, who I consider to be a sad as well, just like Lord George Clooney, making a film involving welfare? No. Can you imagine it? They'd have to lower themselves so low it'd be unbelievable. Or Angelina Jolie playing the part of a midwife. Can you imagine it? A midwife. Angelina Jolie playing the part of a midwife. That's sad as well. But then again, she would like to torture children, wouldn't she? Did she not say this in a interview on a stage in a theatre at one point? Or am I incorrectly saying this? Watch out, man, you might get sued for slander. But at the end of the day is, whatever someone says in public, quoting it's not slander. But at the end of the day, Mr. George Clooney, I do hope your next film that's coming out on international release is a success, because you don't come across as a turd or an anal mouth. You come across as a decent guy. So I wish you great success in your acting career. I hope one day you get an Oscar where you're playing a part of a guy who has lost everything, has put on so much weight you're now a fatty, and you got to sign on to welfare. Can you play that kind of role, Mr. Clooney? Is that above your status? I dare you. No, I double dare you, George Clooney, to play the part of someone signing on for welfare. Let's see if you can achieve it. Who knows? That might be your forte in life, to play films that everybody frowns upon. I mean, can you imagine Brad Pitt playing the job partaking of the role where you drive a yellow bus, you wear a hat and you ring a bell? No, I can't imagine that, can you? I don't think Angelina will allow it. So yeah, the films he stars in are also sad as well, because you're very much like George Clooney, Mr. Pitt. But you've got a beautiful wife though. I'm SV Dagan. Did you enjoy this rambling? Listen for further episodes. Ciao. Hasta la vista, baby.